In this video, we are going to look at right-angled trigonometry. We'll have a look at the three trigonometric ratios and what we can do with them in the context of triangles. So, what's trigonometry all about? It's all about finding the sizes of unknown angles in triangles, or sides in triangles. So, let's say we have a right-angled triangle, say this is like 40 degrees. We need to find this side x, maybe this side here is 10 degrees. So, we could use trigonometry in a situation like this in order to find out what x is equal to and how long side x actually is. Alternatively, if perhaps we're finding an unknown angle, maybe we know that this side is 10 and this side here is 5, we can also use trigonometry to find the size of that unknown angle. Okay, so this is what we're actually dealing with. Now, let's get into some of our basic trig ratios. So here you'll see that I've got a right-angled triangle. Okay, I've got our angle, theta, right angle. Let's just quickly start off with familiarizing ourselves in terms of what the three trigonometric ratios are, and we'll get a bit of practice with applying them. So let's start by labeling our sides in our triangle. This is our angle of interest. The side opposite that angle is our opposite side. The side next to our angle is adjacent to it, so we call that our adjacent side. And the side opposite our right angle is called our hypotenuse, okay? And our hypotenuse is always going to be the largest side in a right-angled triangle. So let's quickly zip through our three trigonometric ratios that we use. So we have three trig ratios: sine, cosine, or cos for short, and tangent, or tan for short, okay? So with sine, which is S-I-N-E, by the way, with sine, this is equal to, so if we're applying the sine of this angle theta, this would be equal to the value of our opposite side over the value of our hypotenuse, okay? So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is equal to our adjacent side, okay? The value of our adjacent side over the value of our hypotenuse, okay? And tan theta is equal to the value of our opposite side over the value of our adjacent side, okay? Importantly, tan is the only trig ratio that doesn't involve the hypotenuse. So this is important it's important to become familiar with all three of these trig ratios. We need to commit these to memory, okay, in terms of which one does which sides. Now, we can also use a little mnemonic or acronym or whatever to memorize these trigonometric ratios, and we'll call this SOHCAHTOA. So sine, opposite over hypotenuse; cos, adjacent over hypotenuse; and tan, opposite over adjacent, SOHCAHTOA for short. Okay, so let's just get a bit of practice with identifying the right set of sides and angles with each of these trig ratios. And for this, I'm just going to draw a quick right angled triangle. Say this is theta, let's say this is 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters. Let's just identify which one is which, okay? So if we wanted to apply sine of theta, okay, we're dealing with our opposite side over our hypotenuse. So sine will be equal to 3 on 5. If we're dealing with cos theta, remember, for that one, we're dealing with our adjacent over our hypotenuse, so that would be 4 on 5. And finally, if we're looking at tan, which I'm going to just put down here, tan theta, okay, we're dealing with our opposite over our adjacent, so we would have tan theta is equal to 3 on 4. So that's just a short summary of our three trigonometric ratios for right-angled triangles. Remember, sine is equal to the side opposite our angle of interest over the hypotenuse, cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent.